Okay, I'm gonna start off with a question. And this is kind of an important one. So, if you can have any video game reboot, what is it and why is it Gex?
Uh, because it's a timeless character and Gex has to be Gex. Cannot any be. I mean, I would do the what's a caveman game? It's caveman. I think it's just called Caveman.
What?
Caveman Joe. It's a Game Boy game called like Caveman Joe. I think. Yeah, Caveman Joe. I
Okay, is that like the is that
no.
the weird like SNES game with the dudes that throw like the you're over two cavemen and they throw stuff?
Yeah, yeah. Joe. Sorry, it's Joe and Mac. Give me
There we
that.
go. Yeah.
Joe and Mac. Bring it back.
With
Dude,
10
That is
seconds in, I'm already Google searching.
you Google searching Joe and Mac or you Google searching Gex?
X.
Joe and Mac. I know what Gex is. Don't worry about that. I'm not that much of a barbarian.
Good. Gex is a timeless classic of funny 90s pop culture references which aren't dated in any way. It's very. Anyway, hi, hello, welcome to another episode of Here Comes a New Challenger, a fighting game podcast. I'm, of course, Garrett. I am the host of this, the most. Ooh. And I am joined by Mr. Troy,
Yup.
Mr. Stin,
D.
and then we're joined by a new person, a new challenger, if you will. His name is Brandon.
Hello there.
I'm not gonna use his full name because that'd be doxing.
I want to dox him really bad, so
So I'll hold
Don't
off
say
on
it.
that. It's a big
Must
it's a
be-
big it hurts me a lot not to, but I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
must hurt you a lot to not say my full name.
Yeah.
It does. It's like painful.
yeah. I was just thinking about that too. I was like, oh, I almost said it out loud, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to. I forget that that's how we just address you, Brendan. uh,
That's what you're supposed to. Anyway, today we're mainly gonna be talking about tournaments, meetups, weeklies, monthlies, anything like that. Really cool, chill podcast episode. Because I still don't know what the next game one is going to be, but I will tell you this: there will be an Undernight one eventually. TM.
mhm.
I don't know when, but it will happen.
Yeah.
The Fighters one might happen maybe.
Yeah. We just got the
And
patch.
If I am drunk enough, we might do a Smash one.
Oh my gosh,
boy.
I forgot we haven't done a Smash one, and a Smash one. That's yeah. I would also like to get drunk for the Smash one. That'd be fun.
I would watch that just to see how it turns out.
Maybe
I
me
mean,
and Gary.
it would basically
I
just
would have to be inebriated.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
it would just be Austin like everyone like shit talking Smash the entire time, while I would be like being like, hey. It was just me like doing like horny thoughts like, yo, do you think Corin's feet feel nice or whatever?
They
I would-
do.
I would just keep
And
bringing
that's
up.
why we can't have Smash episode.
Yeah, because
I would just keep-
apparently I get horny when I'm drunk, quote unquote, allegedly, which I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about all the times we've been drunk together, Garrett, and I can't
No,
remember.
I've just been loud.
Yeah. I would definitely only bring up how in Brawl there's the super defined denim overalls that Mario wears that
Oh
are
yeah, there's that
uncomfortable.
too. That's yeah, I forgot about the super HD, not really HD denim. The
Oh.
classic 480p denim.
I remember that too vividly, and I shouldn't.
You know, if we do a Smash episode, we should just do Brawl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only good one.
Nah. Brandon will side with me that there's definitely a better one. And that one is Brandon?
64.
Yeah. Brandon disappoints again. Oh. I was gonna say 4.
Oh, no, 4 is my favorite. Yes,
Oh,
but
oh.
I was
oh.
joking.
Dang it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, no Smash. Let's get on to the topic.
Yeah, but before then though, when you talk about what we did this week.
Oh yeah.
Austin, would you have to go first as per usual?
I love going first. This week I was busy. I've had a lot of work stuff going on, and so I had not a lot of free time. But I played a lot. I've been on the tirade / the like deep dive into getting good at Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. I've adjusted my team to be Zed, Goldar, RJ, and I've just been like running through ranked and just like playing for 5 hours sometimes and going deep into the night and just like learning combos and getting good at that game. Uh, I love this game. I'm having a really great time with it. I think I hate all the top tiers in that game, and I say top tiers. I hate like the pirate girl whose name I can't ever remember, and I hate the ice girl just because like
Oh, the Ice Girl's top tier?
yeah. Well, she's not top tier. Udana just has really good lockdown and like just really good like throwing a bunch of projectiles on the screen, and Zed can't do anything but do his projectiles and hope the guy who's shooting projectiles at me is just not paying attention, and then I can move in, or I have to play Goldar and just like do flight stuff and hope that I can like hit her. She's just annoying to me. And then the pirate girl has these like high low overhead attacks that are just like my brain can't comprehend for some reason. And I think Zed isn't that good, but I refuse to not play Zed, or I refuse like to be told to not play Zed.
Being the hero that we deserve.
Dude, he is Lord Zed, Emperor all that he sees.
I forgot you're thinking about grabbing it, right, Troy?
Yeah. I was actually gonna pick it up this week. I still just have to like figure out who I want to play though.
I
Gotta
will
find a
say,
good character review.
You should play Kruger.
Kruger's cool.
Yeah, you should play
Which-
Shadow Ranger. The
Shadow
furry.
Ranger.
I know I want to play the dude from SPD.
That's Kruger.
That's Shadow Ranger, yeah.
Oh right, okay.
Hmm.
It's been like forever since I've actually saw it, so I'm like, oh, that dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the only cool furry.
Yeah.
I think I remember when I told my friends that they were so disappointed. 'Cause they're like, "Oh man,
Well-
this character's really cool," and I'm like,
It's more funny when you like actually see him what he looks like in the show.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the Discord. Hold on, but
He just looks like you know the old TMNT movies.
Mhm.
yeah.
He looks like a Henson creation. Like he was made by Jim Henson. That's what he looks like.
Here,
Whenever he's not wearing his armor.
sending it now.
And it's very
Should I put
depressing.
it? What should I put this in
Just put it
general?
VC general, yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Worst case, someone will see it and be like, "I don't understand."
Oh, that's fine.
But don't worry.
Shadow Ranger.
They're really cool. I'm gonna murder 100 of you.
It's awesome. It's actually super cool.
He just does the fucking thing from Kingdom Hearts 2 where you fight like 1,000 Heartless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's just that,
Yeah.
but as a
It's super
furry.
cool. Yeah. As a furry, yeah.
And a Sentai show made in Japan, but also co-made in America to appeal to American demographic that are interested in Sentai.
Yeah. Besides Power Rangers, because that's my main shtick. Some Warzone as per usual. I started another game. I'm gonna buy Prey.
Yeah.
A friend of mine let me like I went over and saw him and he was like, "Hey, play Prey." And I was like, "No." He's like, and he turned it on. He's like, "Here's the remote." And I played
Did
it for
you
a little
play
bit. I
the
was like,
opening section?
"Yeah."
It's so good.
And it is real good. I am very, very invested, and I want to play more Prey. Also, when I looked at the skill tree, and a skill tree element is throw things harder,
yeah.
and I'm like, I want to just throw things at mimics, and that be my main way of combat, and I'm excited at possibly doing that. I hear it's gonna be not good, but hey, funny.
Yeah, that's all you need to do is get that, and then get the ability to turn yourself into a coffee cup.
Yes.
But that opening hour is so good. Like it sets up everything amazingly well. NoClip did like a 10-20 minute documentary on that opening scene.
Oh wow.
On how they made it happen in the engine.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Because literally all the stuff that's happening within the beginning is still in that simulation.
Oh wow.
So it's like, here's how we made it look like this, and then we changed it up with some some engine trickery.
Yeah.
And there's also this glitch that used to exist where if you're on the when you're on the helicopter listening to that amazing the Gordon track or whatever,
Yeah.
it would there would be a flash where you'll see the outside of the simulation.
Oh,
And people are like,
that's
"Oh,
cool.
I can't believe it! They totally did this on purpose so you can catch it." No, that was just a bug.
I love that.
That was just a bug, and I don't know if they kept it. I think they got rid of it, but like people straight up thought they did that on purpose.
Nice.
Because Prey is fantastic, and I love it.
I'm all
It's
about it.
like my favorite arcane game.
Yeah.
So I like the Dishonored games, and because I'm playing Death of the Outsider, and I like it, but just Prey.
Mhm.
Is there what was the thing you were playing? Is it just Prey?
It's just Prey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was fun. I want to buy Prey and like get back into playing Prey again. Or not again, but like actually play through the game. Besides that, I played a little bit of Fighters. Now that the patch is gonna be happening soon and Roshi's coming, I have more of an incentive to play Fighters, so I might get back into the Fighters grind and have those be my two fighting games I'll be playing for a while. Will be Power Rangers and Fighters. So, yeah, that's all for me.
Ooh, nice. All right, Mr. Probius, you've had a pretty eventful week.
Oh boy. Yep. So yeah, my computer died.
Oh,
And then I tried to mess with the power supply. First it knocked out my power, and then I tried to like look inside it, and I tried to take it apart, and I unplugged it. But it turns out they still have charges inside. So my thumb accidentally touched the inside of it, and I
Oh.
mildly electrocuted myself.
oh goodness.
So that wasn't fun. I couldn't like let go of it for a couple seconds, and it was weird being like
Oof.
zapped. And then it's like you could still feel it because like it ran from my thumb from where I touched it into like my chest, and I just like felt like I was still being like zapped in the arm and chest all day. So I was like, I should probably go to the ER, and they gave me an EKG. Turns out I'm fine, but it was still really annoying. So then I had to build a new computer, and I just got that done yesterday, and I was like one step to giving up because it wasn't working at first. Turns out just like one of the cords was loose, but I couldn't figure that out. And I called like 8 different places all in the DFW area, and they said like, no, we don't do diagnostics, or it's a 2 to 3 week wait. Just like, I give up. I'm done. I just kind of unplugged everything,
I feel like
replugged
a 2 to 3
in.
week wait sounds so annoying though, especially since it's like I kind of need to know this now.
Yeah, because like the school library, it makes me rent a laptop only for 24 hours, so I was having to do that all week. I was just like, I can't do this for 2 to 3 more weeks. With like all classes being online, I'm like, fuck it. So yeah, really happy that I was just dumb and something wasn't plugged in all the way. So yeah, I just got that set up today. I've been like trying to download all my games.
Is your laptop not your laptop, your computer about the same, or is it better?
Oh no, it's way better. Yeah, my old laptop was like, my old desktop was pre-built, and it was a piece of shit basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually getting to like build this one and have it like run how I want it to is really nice. I had to like have a bunch of friends like help me and like basically give me a crash course on how to do everything. But yeah, it's a lot nicer.
Yeah.
I don't think
Nice.
I could ever make my own PC. That sounds like a nightmare for me.
It was not too bad. I've heard a lot of people just like say building a PC is just Legos for adults. And yeah, it wasn't like too bad. It was really annoying, like not realizing why something wasn't working and then like going through the whole manual trying to figure it out. But then it was something stupid like, oh, just make sure everything's plugged in right.
I hear it's the whole concept of building a PC is just like it's intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
But like once you do it, it's like, oh.
Well, oh yeah, because I also couldn't get like the IO shield in properly, and that was the other thing that happened. I was just like tired. I was like trying to shove it in, and I just pushed too hard on it, and I sliced my finger open on it. So I had to go to the urgent care, and they had to put the special glue on it to get it because I was like bleeding all over the apartment, and it was not fun. I had to like wrap it up, and then the doctor was like asking the nurse like, "Oh, how bad is it?" And it's like, "Yeah, he's bleeding a lot." So they
I
had to
can't
put the
believe
glue
you
in
got
it. Yeah.
that wound by trying to learn Naoto Kurogane.
Yeah. I was like, I wonder how many people are actually gonna think I just like broke my finger playing Naoto Kurogane because I posted that on Twitter.
I
was like,
actually have to
really?
believe that.
yeah. I put the little S for the sarcasm, but I thought people are still gonna think it. Nah. Um. Yeah, I was doing the funnies and was like, my bandaged fingers, just all these Naoto K combos. Clearly,
How many people actually believed you?
I think everyone that wasn't the people I told on my group of friends in
Like,
that Discord.
I didn't think that you were like had broken it because you were doing combos, but I'm just like, what if you like sprayed it or something, you know?
Yeah.
I had no idea that you had injured your finger. I actually kind of half wonder if you just put the band-aid on to make a joke.
No, yeah. So it was 2 injuries within 1 week that made me go to the ER and then the urgent care. But I have a PC, so it's all good now. A rough week, but I got through it.
Worth.
Yeah.
Did it, and now you can actually participate in the tournament next week.
I just have Parsec is working because
Yeah.
Parsec is great, except for CF, because CF is actually just refuses to let me play with my friends. It's aged so poorly.
Yeah.
Like I love that game now.
The
Like I
game
have
is
a
literally
new
like 2 years old.
Yeah, like I used to like not really care for the game. I was just like I could play this, but Guilty Gear. But no, now I really like it. But the game refuses to let me play with my friends. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. A lot of the Arxis ports to Steam are
Or pretty bad.
less than enjoyable sometimes.
And it's all the
Yeah.
Boys Blue ones too that are terrible, except for maybe Tag, arguably.
Yeah, because like typically Arxis games work better on PC, but BB Tag CF are
Yeah.
terrible.
All the Boys
I-
Blues are terrible on
Yeah.
PC.
I played Tag during the free weekend at Evo, and it was one of my least fun experiences playing a fighting game attempting to
Yeah,
work
CT
the
is a
PC
nightmare
Tag.
to get working on modern hardware.
Mhm.
Because if you launch it, it will play at 30 frames per second.
Dang.
Like it's
That's
like
so
hard stuck to
hard.
30. You know, like okay, whatever. So you exit out and then you make it to where it's running where you're supposed to run it, and then you restart your computer and then you run it. It's like okay, now it's running at 60. This is nice, I guess. And you mess around it for like 5 seconds because it's CT, and it's not very good. And you're like, all right, this is whatever. I'm gonna go back to the other Blaze Blues, and then you're like, oh, I kind of want to do CT again. See if I can do like an arcade mode run. Maybe get some war stuff down. And then you start it up and it's at 30 frames again. Like it's genuinely a nightmare to get working. It's so annoying because you can't mod the game. It's not like other or like Max Payne where it's like, oh, you can if you just mod the game, it'll work perfectly right out the box. No, fuck you. You're not allowed to play CT. Calamity Trigger is banned.
I need to get on the I need to get on the PC game of playing the CF game. I need to play the CF games first of all. I'm itching to try to learn a character in that game now because we were talking about this before the pod started, and now that you guys are doing this Parsec thing, I might need to like actually.
Yeah, like again, like I used to not even like care for CF. It was kind of like, oh, this is alright, but But then I actually like learned how the game worked, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
It's
Nine
really
and
good.
Susano were, like the coolest characters.
Susano.
How many people does that make now in our group that likes Susan?
Everyone. I don't think anyone doesn't like
3
Susano.
or 4?
Like three. I mean, like who actively plays Susan is what I mean.
Oh, well, if you count Troy, that's Troy, Matthew, and
I think Austin
Obi.
plays him too.
I play him. Yeah.
Austin. Okay, so 4.
He's just the
Like 3 or
he's so
4 people play fucking Susan.
I love watching like Susan tournament, and I'm not sure if it's like Susano the character or if it's just because I'm usually watching Fame, and Fame just like makes every character look cool.
Mm-hmm. He like Fame 98 playing Susan is a ton of fun to watch. Like
Yeah, I was
Used to
watching.
watch
I
you
think
play
it was
Susan
the
Hakumen
yeah, and tag or
in tag. Yeah.
yeah, or Suze or Kappa Hakumen. But yeah, I was watching like CEO Otaku 2018, I think, or maybe it was Anime Evo,
Yeah.
or anyways, there was like a Susan mirror, and it was just like, oh yeah, this is a must die moment. It was like the most hype match.
How you described watching Fame is how I feel watching Dora Bang.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Seeing him play
probably.
Bang and Moo, oh, it looks so cool. I wish I could do that.
I wish Dora
I-
Bang still played New Hazama.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's playing now too, or he was. He plays a lot of Naoto Shirogane teams, so he plays now too, and that's like who I'm playing in tag now, so it works
Oh, yeah.
out. That team is so hype.
I don't even know who he plays in tag anymore. He just plays everyone.
It's usually Naoto Shirogane plus somebody from like the recent streams I've seen.
How is the meta and tag going for you guys,
I
or in
feel.
general?
I mean, granted, from what I've played of it, I don't play it as often as everyone else. I think it's pretty well balanced. I think.
Yeah, like there's still definitely top tiers, and Adachi and Yubi definitely break the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, relatively balanced besides that.
So just to give an idea of how up to date I am with tag, I play on the Switch. I haven't seen anyone online who played the game with another living person since last semester when I last played it at club, which has been like what 6 or so months ago, maybe more.
Yeah. 6
Yeah.
months.
6
Half a
months.
year. Well, that means BB tag parsec if it wants to work.
Yeah, well, it can't be as bad as CF. CF has been like the worst because it's been working for every other game we've tried to play.
Yeah. Are you guys only doing parsec stuff?
Yeah, doing
Oh,
other
we're
stuff
trying.
as well. If we all have the game, then we just do PC because it's like that's more convenient technically.
Yeah.
But it's like if there's one or two people that were in the group and they're like, "Oh, I want to play this game, but I don't have it," and we're like, "All right," or like, "I have it on PS4 but not PC." You're like, "Okay, then we'll just do parsec easy."
Yeah.
That's my
Well,
favorite
we
thing.
tried-
It's just like I've always like got really sad whenever you're trying to start a game with somebody and someone's like, "Oh, I can only play literally these two games and nothing else because those are the only two fighting games I have." I'm like, "Okay, so I guess we have to wait until we meet up next time." And now that literally can't happen anymore. So for the first half of all this, nobody could really play anything together. If we did, it was just like, oh, everyone has Skullgirls, so we're playing Skullgirls. Even though Skullgirls is good, I'm just saying like there's like a discrepancy between what you can play with people and who you can play with and all that.
Yeah.
I think
with
Parsec
Parsec,
also just a lot better with Parsec for the netcode.
yeah, because like with Parsec
Working.
now,
But yeah.
if somebody's like, man, I can't play that, I don't have it, then it's like Parsec.
Hmm.
And I'm so
That's
used
really
to seeing
nice.
people just say like, oh, I can't play that. Oh man, you have it on PC, I have it on PS4. It's like, then just Parsec. Like, easy.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
everything.
Yesterday we were trying to get Sean to play Chaos Code, and we tried to get Parsec working. We almost got it working, but
I think
we
we
had a little
technically
bit of
got it
trouble, so we
working. It's
just
just
bought
I
it.
don't think we could run with 4 people at the same time.
It might have been his controller as well. We don't know what it was.
Yeah, it might have been like a mixture of things, but then he just bought it. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I can convince some people to play some of the more obscure fighting games if they don't have to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that would actually work. So you can like shill super hard.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know. I feel it's not that likely since I couldn't do it when people were there in person, but I'll try.
You'll get it, bud. Don't worry.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Probius?
No, that was my week.
Okay, and your week of hospital speedruns.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Brandon. What did you do
All
this week
right.
via games?
So my week was. My weeks are always super scattered. I just checked Steam. I've played 9 games
Okay.
over the past week. Some more than others. So mostly what I've spent my week doing besides school and keeping up with college. Uh, I've done so. Have you heard of Library of Runia?
No.
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 Have you heard of Lobotomy Corporation?
No.
Mm-mm.
No. Oh,
No.
okay. Lobotomy Corporation is like a sort of SCP inspired management game where you're managing all these monsters,
Okay.
whatever. Then Library of Runia is like a sequel, which just becomes a like deck based RPG with I don't know. It's a really cool game. It's an indie developed game from South Korea, but it's really great. I've been playing it a lot, especially since last Friday they released a new patch that was so great they had to roll it back because they were getting death threats due to the patch,
Oh.
which is nice.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see.
Great.
but yeah, so like the game's still in early access. It's getting a lot of changes, and you know, it's a really fun game. Highly recommend Lobotomy Corporation. And so yeah, that's a new game. If anybody watching this just has money to spare,
So what you're telling me is that these games are just Control, but as The Sims.
Hmm.
I mean the first one kinda, yeah. That'd be pretty much how you could describe it in one way,
Mm-hmm.
but also has a story to it. Yeah. The other games that I've been playing would be Robbie Reeby. I just love that game. In case you haven't been in voice chat, I
That's a
chill for that game
Ethivania
hard.
game, right?
It's a Metroidvania. It's really great.
Is
It's
that a
got
Toho game?
what?
Is that a Toho game?
No. It's its own game. Yeah, it's a Metroidvania. It's incredibly non-linear. And, all the other Metroidvania stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've been chilling for it super hard. Uh, James has mentioned that he kind of has wanted to play it, but is worried because it's really fan servicey. So I've offered to pay him to play it, and that I would buy him the game.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I just went and I love the game so much that even after 200 hours, which is like 60 over my next most played game on Steam,
Mm-hmm.
I just went back and just started doing another casual playthrough because I enjoy it.
I was about to
Okay.
say, I don't think I do that. I don't think I buy people games like, wait a minute. Yes, I do. The fuck am I talking about? I bought like Persona 4 like 4 times. And I'm probably gonna buy 4 copies of Scott Pilgrim.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then
I think I will too.
I'm gonna buy at least 4 copies. I have to.
Gotta. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll probably pick up a copy. Then, of course, the last game I've been playing is, of course, Maiden Spell, the game that I play every day constantly.
and just so
It's
people, I don't think we've talked about it here yet, but that's the Toho inspired bullet hell fighting game, right?
Oh wow.
yeah. I don't know if Toho's direct inspiration, but it's bullet hell games in general. It's got that bullet hell style arena versus game. Really fun. I'm probably going to pay Zach to play it.
I thought Zach wanted to play it.
Yeah, Zach has mentioned that he's going to look for it on sale, but I doubt it's going to be on sale anytime soon.
Yeah,
So I
if it
might
is, it's
just buy
probably
it for
like
him.
15%.
Yeah, I mean it's not that expensive, really, but
Yeah, but you
I
forgot
understand
Zach
that
is very, very shrew.
he loves his
Steals, and more.
deals, steals, and more.
Which is
Let
why
me check what the price is on that one.
main spell's like $15, I'm pretty sure.
It's 13.
Oh, it's 13. That's even better if I was 15.
Yeah, it was big worth it. I always have fun when we play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean I play all the time. I play in every single tournament. I've attended 12. No, not 12. Okay, at this point it's only like 8 more tournaments than any other player in the community. But I have one of the lowest win rates in the entire community. So, not good, but I enjoy playing it.
And that's all that matters. Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been just keeping up with school and then playing a lot of those games.
Hell yeah. Alright, that means
Uh,
it's my turn. A lot's been happening. I started playing Automata again. The game's still really good. Ran into A2.
A2.
Yeah, A2.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Mm-hmm.
She kills a baby.
Oh.
It's pretty neat.
that was an escalation.
Don't worry about it.
Moving on.
Yeah, and that game's really great. I need to play more of it because I've been playing other RPGs, which is why I haven't been playing it as much. Because I've been trying to finish up Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah.
I am 40-ish hours in. I think I'm almost done. I'm probably gonna finish it either tonight or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a game that I both really like and really hate.
I bet.
I'm,
What do you really hate about it? That's what I want to
the
know.
last third is terrible.
Okay.
It's legitimately awful so far because like this game has no sense of escalation with the villains because the first 4 chapters literally nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
It is just mirage of the week of like, oh, it's a villain, you gotta go stop him or whatever. It's every single one of those chapters is completely different. I don't think they're connected in any real way besides, man, we really need to stop the mirages, and that's kind of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then like chapter 5 is when they're like, oh yeah, this is all connected.
Okay.
And then chapter 5 has you going through every single dungeon again.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to go through a portion of that dungeon and go do a hard version of the puzzles in those dungeons. So the first one has you do the move up the mannequins up and down, which was such a pain in the ass and took forever.
Mm-hmm.
One of them has you go through doors in a correct order of like 187062. So you
I don't
have
know
to
what any of
write
that
that
means.
down. That's on a memo. You have to write it down, and then you look at the top 5 and the bottom 5,
Mm-hmm.
and that each one represents a number. And so you have to go for each number in the correct order. If you don't, you have to start over, and then those 10 numbers shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't have to write those down again and look at the note. It's such a pain in the ass. It took forever.
Yeah, this doesn't sound fun.
And there's more like that too. You have to go through every single dungeon and do a hard mode of their puzzles, and it sucks. And just because the game feels like it wanted to be longer, because they needed to have
Great.
some form of connectivity to everything. And then chapter 6 has like almost a cool dungeon, but it gets ruined by the fact that you have to rematch every single boss again.
Oh.
So if you ever want to play an RPG where you have to rematch every single main boss because fuck you, then yeah, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is right up your alley.
Oh.
Sounds like a game I'd pay like $20 for, but probably not too much more.
That is a good price for that game, or 30. I would argue. I paid 60 because I bought it when it came out, I believe, because I really wanted to get into it. 'Cause, like, I remember,
It's 30 now?
No, it's 60 still.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably never gonna go down in price, but I'm saying like I would buy it. I would say 30 is totally worth it. It's weird because this game has that. I hate it so much, but that, and also the writing is super weak in general. I think even if the game wasn't localized as it is, it still wouldn't be good. I
Yeah.
just think the writing is dry. It's really, really dry, where characters just talk at each other. There's not really a whole lot of like interactions, and when there are, the characters aren't interesting enough to make those interactions good.
Yeah.
They almost have some good stuff, but it's not Persona or Shin Megami or like Fire
Yeah.
Emblem, which are the games that this thing was a crossover of. Literally, it's not even as good as those games with their interactions, so whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I still really enjoy the combat in that game. It's probably some of the most fun I've had in a while for an RPG.
Okay.
Because it's turn-based, and it's very much like... I guess Persona is the easiest way to describe it. It's supposed to be Shin Megami, but it's Persona. It's Persona and Fire Emblem put together, so imagine the weaknesses and resistances of Persona, but you also throw in the weapon wheel from the weapon triangle from Fire Emblem into it.
Yeah. Okay.
In general, that seems pretty neat. And then like whenever you hit a weakness, instead of it being like in Persona where you knock somebody down, or in Shin Megami where it's like, hey, you get to go again, you get to press turns or whatever. This
Mhm.
game you get to do a session, and it's like if each one of your characters has a move connected to that your move, they'll then attack. So
Mhm.
like if you attack an enemy with a sword weapon and they're a sword and they're weak to sword, you'll then start a session. If somebody has like lance slash or whatever, then they'll attack with their lance attack. And then if a character has like frost lance, then they'll attack with their ice attack. And if somebody has like bow fire or whatever, and then they'll connect to that. And then it's just like you then do a string of like 8 attacks in a row.
Fun.
It's cool, but it also takes forever because
Yeah.
even whenever you had set it to skip animations, it still takes a while. But it's fun. I
Mm.
think the game is really addicting with that. So grinding, I don't mind. It's just everything surrounding the grinding, everything surrounding the gameplay is terrible.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
I love that game, but I also hate it. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
I don't recommend getting it for the price of that. Just $60. If you can find it for cheaper, get it. Or if you can like rent it, play it via renting or via
Oh,
Dolphin. If
yeah.
you're feeling like that, if you're feeling like a pirate.
Yarg.
Since the
Uh,
Switch version and the Wii U version, I'm pretty sure have like next to no differences except for you can equip Itsuki, the main character, with a Joker costume. Ooh,
Oh, yay. I can finally be Joker.
yeah, you can finally be
but
Joker Persona on the Nintendo Switch.
I'm not
See?
sure how Dolphin fits in with my moral code because I'm always like, I don't pirate the big games. I pirate like the ones that aren't in America, the ones that are like really small and I can't get easily.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Time to time to get that Dolphin emulator ready though in March when all the Mario games go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Cause
still
why?
have most of the
Why?
originals.
Cause only keeping it out for
6 months, yeah.
a few months is okay.
You better buy
Cause
it, you
Nintendo
fool.
doesn't learn.
And it's
Buy
Right.
your
even
copies.
it's also the digital version too, which is great.
Yeah. We just got Scott Pilgrim back. Like, the fact that we're still doing this kind of marketing is killing me.
Yeah.
Like, in
Well,
March, that game will not
Well, like the
exist.
last one was like with Scott Pilgrim though. It's like that was just because of rights or whatever. And it's like okay, that's fine, whatever. This one is literally just hey, you don't want to miss out, do you?
Yeah. You
You don't
better
want
buy
to.
it.
You don't want to miss out on the best games we've ever made, right? You don't want to feel like you're not in the in crowd.
Yeah.
But if
See,
yeah, you should buy them before they go away forever in the Disney vault.
It's $60 though, right? For those
Yes,
3 games.
it is 60 for Mario 64, Sunshine and Galaxy, and then
Yeah.
it goes
That's
away.
why.
So then it'll probably be $120, literally the day after.
this would surprise me and make me mad if it was any company other than Nintendo, but Nintendo just likes to do whatever they want, whether it be something that is good or just
Really
this.
bizarre. Yeah, it's like I hate it so much because it's like this is a slam dunk. There's no way you can fuck up the slam dunk. You have the ball, and the hoop is literally eye level with you. The hoop is right there. You can just drop the ball and you get the slam dunk. But then they tossed the ball to like their teammate that is literally a tombstone, and the tombstone falls over, and they're like, "Oh well, we tried." Like the
Love
easiest
it.
slam dunk in the world, and they fucked it up. Anyway, I also started playing a game called Assault Spy.
Hmm.
That is a indie character action game. A
Fun.
indie Japanese character action game, I should specify. It's very simple. At first, it's like, oh, you have a basic attack, you have a dash, and you have a launcher. But then you get more stuff as it goes on. Like you start getting, you have your main weapon is your suitcase, and then whenever you charge it, you throw exploding business cards. A la Answer from Guilty Gear.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. And then you then get an umbrella, which lets you do like Virgil slashes, like quite
Uh-huh.
literally. You also get pizza cutter with
Ooh,
it.
pizza cutter.
Yeah, you get zero pizza cutter slash What's the move in Marvel 3 where Virgil's like spinning around? Is that full moon?
I don't ask me the name of the move. I don't know the name of the move. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, the spinning DP medium for Virgil. You
Yeah.
get that. You also got a shotgun with it, and you can dash out of it.
Shotgun.
And then you
Okay.
can get an air version, so you get to be Peacock and use that to like get back. It's really cool. And then there's a mechanic in this game where if you get behind an enemy, you can do like a super move or whatever. You know what that super move is? It's a fucking Azuna drop.
Ah, I'm in. I'm invested.
You just like look it up. It looks so sick. It definitely shows its like budget because it has no budget,
Okay,
but
great.
it's very fun. It's on sale right now for the next week for like $10. It's worth it, I think. The Azuna drop is sick. You can use it on literally any enemy. I have Azuna dropped Roombas before in this game
Mm-hmm.
because there's enemies that are literally just Roombas. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Other than Assault Spy, which again I highly recommend, that's all I've been doing for those games.
Okay.
And I've also been getting excited for Scott Pilgrim because I remember like the day that happened, I was like, "Hey, so if it does happen, do you want a copy?" And my friend's like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Cool." And I started asking around, and then the more it went on, the more we're like, "Oh, it's gonna happen."
Mhm.
Because you have Brian O'Malley like tweeting dot 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 at the
Mhm.
beginning of the day, and then
And I
Edgar
was going,
Wright's like, "Hey, you might want to pay attention to Ubisoft today."
Yeah, and everyone went, huh?
And then Brian O'Malley just posted, "Hey, Ubisoft.com/forward." I was
Mhm.
like, "Okay, it's happening."
Yeah.
Very excited. I'm hoping it's 20 because the original game I think was 10, and then it was
Mhm.
like 5 for each DLC pack.
Yeah, but it's the DLC's all included in
Yeah.
this
So if they make
now.
it 20, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm buying it.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy
Like,
it no matter what. I'm hoping it comes to Steam. They haven't mentioned what's coming on for PC. They just said
No, I
Windows
thought
10 and Uplay.
I thought they said it was coming to Switch, PS4, and Steam.
They said Windows PC so far, so we don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it. I think for Switch.
Yeah, I'm getting
Yeah.
it for definitely for PC so I can play it with friends. And if like
Yeah.
there's no online, which I can't remember if there is online in that game. If there isn't, then Parsec.
I'm pretty sure they mentioned. Oh, well, yeah, they mentioned that there's co-op. I guess they didn't mention if there's online or not.
I know there's offline co-op. I can't remember if there's online co-op for that game.
They might do online co-op, but
Yeah,
we'll
if
see.
not, Parsec, Scott Pilgrim, baby.
Yay, baby!
Because that game is fucking fantastic and I love it.
Mm-hmm. I've never played it, and I want to
It's
play it.
fucking amazing.
Yeah, same. No, it like came out before I really even got into Scott Pilgrim. So
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I know I have a friend who's also super excited, but he's more like, hey, everybody, read the fucking comics.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, the comics are really good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I've read the
they are
first
really,
one.
really
That's
good.
it.
Hmm.
So now I can't really.
Read
Now
about-
I'm a poser when I talk about
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim and like you're not supposed to like Scott Pilgrim
Mhm.
because I've only read
I
the
read
first
about-
one.
I think I read about halfway through the comics. And I was like, okay. And I haven't finished them just because, like, I've just seen them. The movie's like my favorite movie, but I just don't own the comics. I might buy them one day. That might be like my next big, like, comic stockpile is to buy all the Scott Pilgrims, but
I've been.
we'll see.
Yeah, I need to finish. Speaking of comics, I still need to finish the fucking my Spider-Man Noir omnibus.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I've read like half of it and then I stopped for some reason.
Hmm.
I need to get back to watching the Spider-Man beat up Nazis in 1930s New York.
Okay. Yeah. Now we're through all the stuff we did all the week.
Yeah, we did it. We did the throughout the week.
Mhm.
Anyway, before we get into the big thing, what's the what's it called? Do you guys want to talk about the Dragon Ball stuff real quick?
We can. I'm down to talk about it.
Because that's like a cliff note, because that just happened today,
Hmm.
where they showed
Yeah,
off
I-
the patch and showed off Roshi gameplay.
Yeah. I would love to talk about this actually, because I love this. This was a really great. Roshi's going to be a really good character, and maybe not a really good character in that like he's gonna be top tier, but like they've really done a fantastic job with DLC for this game and this season. Like all the DLC characters, all the most recent DLC characters have been really fascinating and fun to play as, and have been like really interesting, like gameplay wise. They have a bunch of options and a bunch of things that they can do, and they may not all be like super fantastic, but like you like there's just a lot that you can do with like Broly and Ultra Instinct Goku and Kefla. Like there's just been some fun new characters, and Roshi is also looking to be like just like a crazy as hell, like has a bunch of things going on, has a bunch of different moves. Like he's gonna be super fun to play or like learn to play, and like he's gonna be a great like mega technical character, and I'm very excited. And then the patch notes that they put out are like they're doing what I want them to do with the patch, which is to, hey, we're just gonna make everyone a little bit more crazy, and I'm excited because everyone seemed to have gotten buffs or like very slight nerfs, and like oh, it's gonna be a good time. I'm just excited for 16.
Except Eli Goku.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are those nerfs?
don't worry
He's
about
too
it.
new.
Just talk about it in chat, and then have Josh and Matthew be like LMAO.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for fighters. Is the only thing that's bad about fighters right now is they're not doing anything about their net play.
Yeah.
Which sucks still. But hey man, we can't do everything. Or they can't do everything, I guess. Whatever. But
When does the patch officially come out? Like next week, right?
I think Roshi comes out on the 15th or 16th. And so I
Yeah,
think
it's
patch will drop
in
with that.
days, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's pretty soon. I just can't remember exactly when.
It's the 15th or 16th for sure.
Yeah, the only because like this whole month is blending together. The only thing that's not blending in my head is the 22nd, and that's because there's a big near showcase happening
Oh yeah. Interesting.
for
Yeah, that
to
goes.
show off the Replicant remake and
Yeah.
apparently Automata in the mobile game.
We'll see. But yeah. Excitement for fighters. Fighters is only getting more and more interesting and more fun. If they can fix the net play, great. But like all the stuff they're doing right now, I'm having a great time. There's a reason I want to jump back into the game, because it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people like in this server as well are gonna be jumping back in. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Roshi was like a super demanded character, and he looks crazy. Like he's got a ton of stuff going on for him. So like, it'll be exciting to see like
Yeah, this
what people
shows that
find
like
out.
you can do like jokey characters and have it work in this game.
Yeah, his super dash is like a jump, like a KOF jump, or like a jump, the jump mechanic in Under Night, the assault or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's like you press the button and you choose your direction, and he's jumping at you in that kind of arc. And then if you do it in the air, he shoots a Kamehameha behind him, and he becomes like a projectile towards you. And so like very interesting. I'm very interested to see like what that character evolves into, but also like very interested in the like just the gameplay. I want to see people play this character really bad. He also has like an anti-air grab. But like it's on the grab, like he shoots a beam in the air at a diagonal that like is a command grab. So like you can't block it in the air. And I'm very interested to see how like that move gets implemented in the combos or gets implemented in like meta, like not meta, neutral. Fascinating. I'm very fascinated about this. And a lot of these patches are crazy. Like they're giving Android 16's like elbow drop is becoming like a command normal. Like the thing that he does in his like it's like gear 2 or something. Like that's becoming like a command normal. So you can do that like in midair to do like an immediate like elbow drop. So like that's gonna change things up a ton. Like, oh, I'm excited. I am so excited for this patch.
Yeah. I really like watching DBFC. I don't play it too often, but it's a really fun game to watch, I do think. Roshi looks interesting for what I've seen of him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like the only character that has felt kind of on release was like Videl, because she felt like she wasn't playing the same game almost.
Oh yeah.
But I think Roshi, even though he like lacks some of the tools that every other character has, it looks like, at least from what I've seen, and then we don't have much to go off of. We'll see when it releases. It seems like he can actually still, he's still a character. He plays differently. He's going to feel different. He's going to feel unique and hopefully fun, but he's still going to feel like a character that's in Dragon Ball that can compete with the rest of them.
Well, Brandon, the thing that they did today, the showcase has the full breakdown of Roshi. So like, if you want to see everything that he can do, go watch it.
I'll need to watch that because I saw the trailer that they put on YouTube, but I was busy doing homework. I'm like, I'll just catch up on the reveal later. I didn't think we'd be talking about it on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's good though.
We just kind of did just because it just happened. So I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited for Gogeta, because I really want to play that character, but everyone's told me it's like, he's flashy, but that's it, because he's always minus on everything. So I heard his frame data got better. Mm-hmm. Just like small things, so I might check him out. This might be the patch where I actually play the game.
Yeah. Dude, I remember when Gogeta came out, and I was like, all right, let's break down Gogeta. And the moment I started hitting buttons, like, wait a minute. And I put on I was looking at the frame data, like, all of his moves are negative. Wait, this guy's not going to be good. Because no block string is good.
You were smart. Do you remember when Josh Matthew were first in the union and they're like, man, this character's busted. I'm like, I think his 5A is like minus like 1 million or something. They're like, no, this character's busted. You gotta go with me here. I'm like, no, I really don't think so.
No, that has to be his 2A. I was like, no, that has to be like a medium or like a heavy. No, that's his 2A. It sucks.
Yeah.
And that didn't get changed actually, so I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
But
when it's combos.
Wait, what about combos?
Like he's cool as hell when he does combos. Like
like he looks flashy as fuck, and I think that's really cool. Like I really like Gogeta. But yeah, like the other two characters I want to play are like Adult Gohan and Kid Buu. I'm like, well, they've always like stayed pretty relatively good. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'll just play that, and then plus a character.
Kid Boo's never falling down unless they do something about like, I don't know, 2M, his supers. There's just a giant list of things that they need to touch on.
He's gotten nerfed so many times. Yeah, he's gotten like nerfed so many times, but like he's still really good from what I hear.
Yeah. They don't there's no nerfing the character's just good. Like there's no like making him like they're just gonna he's just gonna be good.
I kind of just want to like Onga out with Z-Broly because I heard he's like a mix between Yang and who else was it? Yang and Waldstein, as I think Bojack was putting it, or Tempest. I was like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, Z-Broly is Unga Bunga the character.
Yeah, but does Z-Broly have the psychological warfare buff that Yang has?
I would say that he was just Ray from Chaos Code, but I remember you haven't played that with us yet, Corey.
Yeah.
Dude, Ray was so fucking stupid yesterday.
I'm sorry, I just lose 60% of my health from you walking forward and doing an armored unblockable?
What the fuck?
Yeah, man, that's one of his level 1s.
Good.
And then his command, he has a really fast like command grab where he just goes over to you and just like flings you on the ground.
Z-Broly's command grab still armored?
Yeah.
I hate
Z-Broly is like, if there's a character that like is not, I wouldn't say the meta, but like a very strong, like almost everyone has them on their team that's high level, it's like Z-Broly. Z-Broly is strong. Like all that armor is like really hard to like play against, and like
Yang Waldstein.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The only problem that Z-Broly has is he doesn't have the psychological advantage of Super Broly, which he just goes every time he does anything. Like they paid a voice actor to just yell, and then they were like, "Yep, I'll do fine," and then he left, and that's all Super Broly does is just yell at the top of his lungs.
So it's just cooler going,
yeah,
or whatever when he does his like.
The cooler beam, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, this is because his beam does sound like a fucking Sega Dreamcast character.
Oh, I love Cooler. Cooler's cool.
Oh yeah, Cooler also seems sick.
He is sick. Cooler.
Yeah.
Cooler is like sick in the way that like he just feels like Broly feels like you're playing like a Juggernaut character, but like you're a zoner. But then like you play Cooler, and when you land any combo with Cooler, you feel like you're beating the hell out of that guy. Like you're doing like air combo into knee, into slam, into dive kick, and you're like, oh, I'm beating this man to death. It's great. And then his parry level 3 or his like counter level 3 when you land that from full screen when they do a beam is great.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking about all the different characters and how good they are just makes me think about how the balance of the game has gotten so much better since the start. There's
Oh yeah.
only really a couple characters right now that aren't like great.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, everyone feels really nice to play.
Yeah. And with everyone having 3 assists now, like Krillin was like unplayable because no one wanted to play with rock assist. Not unplayable, but like no one wanted to have rock assist. But now you can have Krillin with a beam, and you're like, all right, Krillin with a beam now. Great, I can have him on my team as a assist character. Or like the whole concept of characters just being like assist shells is like not gone, but like you can have anyone fill in like now because the C assist is like just useful. And it's good to have that.
See, it's just like the BB tag assist, right? Or it's just like,
Yeah.
here's a combo extender.
Yeah. Well, it's typically like a thing, which is sometimes a beam, sometimes just like a rush, and then it leads into it leads into a knockdown, and you can do stuff after that. It's really good. They're really slow and they take longer to recharge, but like they're pretty useful. Yeah. Fighters is looking good. I might play Fighters after this. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
I might go to bed. I'm kind of tired. But moving on.
Yeah, moving on to the topic at hand, which is tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about them?
Rip.
Either.
Yeah, rip.
Thank you.
Rip.
Thank you, Troy. Time to cut to the outro music because
That was it. That's all you need. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be serious, tournaments are like the best part of the fighting game community.
Yeah.
There, I said it. Well, maybe not the best part. Meetups, the whole meeting up with people and playing against people is great. And tournaments are just like whether they're like weeklies or monthlies or like Evo, CEO, Combo Breaker, like they're always like just the most fun things to go to and to be a part of, and are like why, like or not why, but like a good like thing that keeps people in that community.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the reason I'm playing fighting games is because I watched a lot of Evo tournament footage and was like, I want to be in this. I want to do this. Looks like a good time. Love me some fighting game tournaments.
I very much agree with that. Like I mentioned that I am the one showing up the most to all the Maiden Spell tournaments because tournaments are just such a great way to, just be and play games with other people. Because going to lobbies is nice and all, but people really show up at tournaments and you really get the quality games there. And even if you don't get to show up yourself, watching tournaments is always really fun.
Yeah.
It's just a great way to be a part of have a scheduled meetup and be a part of a community.
Mm-hmm. And it's like a lot of your tech / like matchup knowledge, or a lot of like my personal tech and matchup knowledge, like really gets enhanced by playing with people in tournament or like in meetups, because like I get to like actually discuss it with somebody when I'm playing, whereas online I'm not thinking about it too hard. I am thinking about it a little bit, but like I'm just kind of mashing rematch because I don't know who I'm playing against, and I'm like, I just want to play more. But like when you're in tournament and you like, if you win or lose, you can be like, immediately look at that person and say something, and they're like, oh yeah, let's have a conversation about that. And it's great, and you meet some cool people doing that. God, I miss tournaments. I miss going to events, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite part of my freshman year last year was just going to Freaks every like Wednesday game to compete.
Mm-hmm.
Freaks was pretty great.
Tournaments are just like, it's the legit backbone of the community. Like going to a tournament and meeting other people who you all enjoy playing the game and being able to hang out and discuss and talk shit and like make jokes and like be a part of it is just so fun and like just the best. Like going to Evo every year, not every year, well, not this year, but going to Evo is always just a ton of fun because you get to hang out with people you will never see for a while because they're off from other parts of the country, and then you get to go to watch the high level play. That's always fun to like watch and be a part of, and discuss it with people and compete. It's great. And like
Yeah.
we were talking a second ago, like watching tournaments. I love to just watch tournament footage or like watch brackets or watch
Yeah.
people
Same.
play top eights. They're just so relaxing and like just enjoyable, and you can learn stuff from it. Like it's just fun to watch. It's my like relaxing background noise.
I feel like that's like all I've been doing now is just like going through like past tournament footage. Like I've been doing that a lot for like CF especially, just because that's what I've like gone back into recently. But it's just like it's hard to watch anything with that game
Yeah.
that isn't from like 2 years ago.
I do want to mention, you mentioned like, oh yeah, tournaments are rip, and yeah, locals are kind of gone, and some of the big tournaments are not really doing well. But there is a lot of like, I mean, there have always been people that have been playing online, and while netcode may not be great, I think there's a lot of tournaments right now that people are making to work around it and
No,
still
yeah.
keep things going.
Like one of my Georgia friends runs their local, and they have like a lot of big players for Grand Blue and BB Tag bi-weekly. It's just like hard to set that up with netcode not being great for a lot of these games.
Yeah, and even with
Right
like,
now is a great time to be a rollback fan.
Yeah.
it happened at the God, everyone's talked about this before, but the pandemic couldn't have happened at like a better time for rollback.
Oh yeah. It's pushing rollback. Pushing that we need to have good online play to actually enjoy fighting games. Like, thank goodness it's actually like being pushed more and more. And I hope it does, because like as much as I do miss like in-person tournaments, like we can have tournaments still if we have good rollback or like Parsec like that exist. Like, what do you call it? There's been a lot of weeklies that are still holding on and still doing stuff with Parsec or like with good netcode games that are like able to hold on. Like the Power Rangers like community is like they have really great netcode and a really strong community, and they're just like keeping up their weeklies, and it's been great.
Yeah, and it's also crossplay with all 5 consoles.
Yeah, which is, why is that not like the default?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a good
Just
time.
a little bit of a shill, but made in spell rollback. We got the good netcode. I play with European players and Korean players and Japanese players, and it works fine.
All right, I believe you. What's your guys' favorite like game to watch a top 8 in?
God, there's a lot. I really, despite me like constantly complaining about the game, I do think BB Tag is really fun watching at a high level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard because like top eights. I mean, it depends on like the top eight of what. Like top eight, like the best players in the world. There's just so many games. A lot of time it comes down to like the players. Like in CF, I think Dora Bang is like one of my favorite players to watch and see his CF play, just like of any fighting game.
Yeah.
Who is he playing
So-
CF?
So I'm like tempted to say CF because of that. In Maiden and Spell, a lot of the good players are like on hiatus right now. But back when they played, they had like some of the best games I've ever seen, and it was some of my favorite time to watch a video game.
Yeah.
Uh,
I do.
I wish we had more Granblue so I could have an opinion on that.
Same. I feel so bad for that game.
Yeah. I would say I love me some like classic Street Fighter 4 top 8s. Like Street Fighter 4 was like probably my favorite top 8 to like watch, just because like whether it was Super or Arcade or Ultra, like all were just like really interesting and fun top 8s of like just like really fun neutral heavy Street Fighter with some people doing crazy stuff. It was great. I do think my answer is gonna be like Marvel, like Ultimate Marvel 3. Like when you get a good top 8 of that game, when people are playing, not all playing the same teams, and they're all playing like super good teams, like, oh, it's good.
Yeah, I remember whenever we went to we were watching the top 8, the side bracket on Evo. I remember there was like a team that was like top 2. I think it was like Arthur, Hagar, and Hulk. I think.
Yeah.
Came Blue River?
I
No.
don't know. It wasn't Kane. It was someone else playing. It was playing half of the Kane's team, but they had Arthur for some reason, and it was like, wow, this team is fun. It was a good time. I think Joey D still won, but like that was a fun team to watch, like play against them. Yeah, I
Didn't have Doom or Virgil, so it's pretty unique.
And Arthur, baby.
Yeah, I will say though, even with the like the top tier teams of like Morrigan, Doom, Virgil, or Zero May Cry, like I still enjoy watching those top 8s because like they're just like whenever you get a good match that isn't Zero landed a hit, game over, like when you get a good match and people going back and forth, it's a lot of fun. And with the whole pandemic happening, there's been a strong movement in the what's it called? Brian Ha has been playing I think it's Brian Ha. Someone has been running a lot of sets for the Marvel 3 scene, and they've been doing a lot of Parsec tournaments, and it's a lot of fun to watch because like it's a lot of people coming back to the game, and some people are still playing their top tier team, and some people are rediscovering characters and trying to do more stuff, and it's a lot of fun. Like I enjoy watching those top 8s and those tournaments. It's a fun game to watch. What's your least favorite top 8s to watch? What are the most boring top 8s?
Any NetherRealm game.
Yeah.
I was thinking real hard, and then you mentioned that. I'm like, yeah, I did see on Twitch there was a Mortal Kombat tournament the other day that I watched for about 3 minutes before falling asleep.
For me, I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, and it's just because I don't really understand the game, but I don't really enjoy watching Street Fighter V.
I was gonna say Street Fighter V for me too.
Same.
Like, I really enjoy watching Street Fighter 4 top 8s.
Mhm.
But like 5 for me, I just can't. I don't know, something about the game or like the way it's played. I'm just like not invested. Sometimes they're hype. I will admit there have been a few like top 8 that I'm like, oh, I'm into this. I'm having a good time. But like, it's definitely one I've fallen asleep to. I'm just like, yeah, it's just kind of not my speed.
Yeah, with Street Fighter V, like there's some games that I like don't know and still can get hype for, but I just like look at that and people are like at the Evo top 8s and all of those, people are getting really excited, hype, and like I'm just saying that I'm like I don't really understand what's going on. What's so exciting about this?
There's
it's just
so much frame data
getting thrown in the corner over and over again. Oh, he got thrown 4 times in a row. It's a stun. All right, time to jump in, press a heavy, do your V trigger, and then finish the combo and do like 80%.
Yeah. I don't care / get involved enough in 5 to like really have anything to say about it. Like
there's like just so much you would have to know to like understand what's happening. I'm like I don't care that much about the game.
And like there are complicated fighting games that are fun to watch, like top 8. It's like Under Night. Yeah. I remember when I wasn't too into Under Night, and then I saw like the top 8 at Evo, and I was like, oh, this game's awesome.
Yeah.
Fun to watch. Or like when I went to my first Evo and we were watching the Marvel 3 top 8, all my friends who went with me were like, we don't know anything about Marvel, but they were like watching like there's so much going on, but we were like this is so fun to watch because like just so many things are happening, and like you kind of like are grasping like, oh, this is where it gets big or whatever. It was fun.
You know what's another really great game to watch? BlazBlue Central Fiction.
Oh yeah, dude. We every year we go to Evo, Garrett. We try to make that top 8 because those top 8s are fun.
Yeah, like, my favorite top 8 from that series is the CEO Otaku one, the CEO one like forever ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like where you get Fenrich versus Beta Dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you get literally get Ragna versus Jin.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be 100% honest. I know I mentioned I liked the CF top 8s, but I like Fenrich versus the S player was kind of just like for me.
Okay.
A lot of the other like Beta Dude, boy, that kid's crazy. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
Dora Bang, that dude's crazy. I love him. But like Fenrich fighting S, It's just like, oh, okay, 2 Shotos at it. The
Yeah.
blocking like 5 A's in a row was cool.
Hmm.
No, it's 6 A's.
You know,
Yeah.
the magical can opener that no one can block, despite it taking a literal like minute for it to come out.
Yeah.
No, that no. No, if you block that, you're a god. Period.
I will
So
say, another one of my cathartic slash like really enjoyable top eights to put on that are like old top eights are like Evo, like 2012 to like 2015 of King of Fighters 13. Like those are some fun matches to like rewatch of just some really intense neutral, and then like those really King of Fighters 13 is some of my favorite like high level combo, like just watching those combos go down just because they're just really fun. Love me some KOF 13 footage.
Hell yeah.
KOF's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I never figured out how to play it myself, but pretty cool.
yeah.
I,
14
I was also just thinking. I was also just thinking about a lot of the more obscure games that I play. I still
Yeah.
go back and watch some of those top eights, like Arcana Heart
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
Arcana Hearts are that's a fun top eight to watch too. I've watched a
Yeah,
few of those. They're pretty fun.
yeah. Just seeing like these games with the more crazy mechanics
Yeah.
that because the more obscure games are more likely to just throw something out and because
Mhm.
it's fun.
Yeah. No, it's another
There
really
was,
good top eight in terms of obscure ship. Fucking Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
I should
Sure.
watch that.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
It's
there
pretty
was
hype because you get like a
Like,
lot of
is
really cool ass shit
is
with it.
is the game broken?
Yes,
Okay.
the game is very busted. Especially because you have like because what's it called? Because you know how Frank West has to level up to get his shit in Marvel 3. He doesn't
I'm
need to in
watching that.
Tatsunoko.
I remember watching that because that's why I remember seeing Roll, and that's
Yeah,
why I
because what
decided to
you
add
can
Roll to my
do is
team.
that Roll has an assist where she throws a bucket of water at you. It's like, okay, that's whatever. That's not a good assist. But if you have Frank, Frank can invincible roll through the opponent. You activate Roll's assist, and then it crosses them up.
But
Then of
I
course
would
you can do that with
disagree
literally
saying that's a
every
bad assist
assist.
by itself, but yeah, that is a good combination.
And then there's
So
Baroque canceling in that game, which is like, hey, you have this red health. What if you just convert all of that red health that you have into a Roman cancel, which also does more damage.
Hmm.
do you see Chaos Code top eights?
I've
Is
not.
anyone here?
No, I've not.
no.
No. So yeah, just it sounds similar to that, where in Chaos Code you have the uh, what I like to call the Shadow Burst, where you get to cancel with like a ton of meter. In that game, just watching the chef go to town with all his command grabs, his crazy resets, that's pretty hype.
Yeah. It's I love a good, like I love when a game like what a fighting game that you I would say was like rather unknown slash like you don't know a lot of people get to play, or like a lot of people don't play, or you don't have a really strong community, and then seeing a tournament and being like, and your world opening up like, this is how this game is meant to be played, like at a higher level, and like seeing top teams do crazy stuff is it's always like a great discovery moment.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Like when you like you play a game and you like mess around with it by yourself and you don't really know too much, but then you're like, I wonder how the top players do it. So you just like go on YouTube, find a tournament, and you're just like, oh, oh boy, this game is crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel
I,
that's like herds in a nutshell.
hmm
Of like, oh,
Yeah.
this game is pretty okay. It's pretty ho hum, like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, people are doing pretty cool combos in this game, and then you watch like fucking Bubble Boots and Linkster and MPK, you're like, oh god,
Yeah.
oh no.
I like to recommend people who are like, I don't really get how you're supposed to play this game, or like are getting into fighting games and like, I want to actually like play this game like at a higher level. It's like play for a little bit, get an idea of what you're doing, and then go watch like a top eight. Because then you get to see like don't immediately emulate top eight, but like see how the game is meant to be played at the high level, and then go from there to like, all right, this is how I need to be thinking about stuff. And some like I find that's what helps me is like if I'm ever like I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing in this game, I'll go watch a top 8 and be like, okay, I I understand what they're trying to do here, and I can like kind of get how the game is meant to be played at like like to get better at this game. Yeah, love me some top 8s.
There was one CF top 8, and it was, I think I mentioned it before podcast. It was Fame and another, I can't remember his name, another Susano main.
Dragon
The
Lord.
Susan Mia.
Yeah, I think it was Dragon Lord. So they're like doing 6-8 each other, and they're like, "Oh, we got a gunfight because that's his gunshot move." And then they both rapid cancel it, and then they're like, "Okay, now we got a machine gun fight." And it's the greatest thing. Like the Susano Mirror in top 8 was the hypest match.
Mm-hmm.
I will never understand you, but I appreciate the enthusiasm.
That character's hype.
Susan shouldn't be in the game, but opinions.
Yeah. And I would even argue, like, aside from watching top 8s, like being at a top 8 for a tournament or being at a local or a monthly or a big, like going to Evo and being at a top 8, there's just an adrenaline and an energy to it that is like hard to beat. Like I got like way more hyped watching a top 8 at Evo live than like I've gotten watching it online for the years before. And like, man, you can really learn to love a game that you don't care about when you're watching at the top 8 at Evo. Like,
yeah, and also whenever alcohol's involved.
Oh yeah,
that made Street Fighter 5 and Tekken 7 pretty okay for me because I had that fucking Jack Daniels Southern Peach.
Yeah, cut to us yelling "Mango Nation, Fox McCloud," and then downing a beer while we're watching a Melee top 8 at Evo, and the people in front of us getting so annoyed.
Yeah. Boy. I can't wait till I can, graduate and hopefully get a job and I can afford to start going out to some of these big tournaments because I really, really want to go sometime.
Yeah,
I was supposed to go. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Brandon, you need to come with us to the next Evo trip we do. If there is
I will try.
Or maybe Combo Breaker.
I hopefully should have graduated by then and I can convince my parents that going on out of trip state without them is not a death sentence.
Yeah, we should all go to Combo Breaker. Actually, I've always wanted to go to Combo Breaker, and I feel like Combo Breaker would be a really hype tournament to go and be in / watch.
So yeah, Evo's gonna have some work to do, which hopefully they can get through that. But in the meanwhile, I think Combo Breaker, a lot of people are saying, is arguably just a better tournament. It just isn't as popular, and hopefully it gets a bit more popularity.
Like, what Combo Breaker has that no other tournament has. It has a 24-hour venue.
Which is what I want.
So if you ever just wanted to do long ass sets of people at like 5 a.m., then you can.
That crazy. The big thing I like about Combo Breaker is just that they give a lot of spotlight to the lesser known games, which I'm a huge advocate for that.
Yeah. And they're gonna do that last year too, because they brought back like I think Marvel 3 and Marvel Infinite.
Yeah, they did, and it was hype. There were some hype tournaments.
Infinite is not a name I've heard in a while.
Marvel Infinite, as bad as that game gets of a rep, is a kind of fun game to watch at high level, and it's fun to play. I will say Marvel Infinite is fun to play, and like those top 8s can be a ton of fun to watch because like that meta is kind of wild, and yeah, and it's super just like free form with how like everything works in that game. Love me some Infinite.
Yeah, it's like Build-A-Bear above combos.
Build-A-Bear.
What, am I wrong?
No, I just love that you're like Build-A-Bear.
Because it is.
Good stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I have much more to talk about with tournaments. They're great. Go to your locals. I mean, not now. We're in a pandemic, but when we get through this, guys, go to your locals. Yeah. Like, find a local, go to it. If not, start a local.
Yeah, if
locals
not, go to
are
online
important.
Locals, which is what we're doing right now.
James and I have actually been talking about kind of doing like a mini local with like just a few people at the apartment at a time, because like we still don't know anything about like when the local Hero Freaks is gonna be up, and we kind of want to like start doing things with the fighting game community again. So hopefully getting that set up soon.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're capable, you could even start. I don't know about like, yeah, I'm just saying like in general for anyone. If you have the capability and you know people that want to play fighting games, you could just start up an online local.
Yeah, like that's
Not
kind of
that
like
hard.
what we're trying to do. I think right now it's just getting James a consistent day off besides Saturday to do a local. Hopefully Tuesdays. I
Yeah.
think that would work out really well.
Mm-hmm. Locals are important. Go to your local, support your locals, make the local. Like,
Yeah.
that's how you get better at the game. That's how you have the most fun with the game. And having local tournaments are like some of the most fun you'll ever have. Like back when we were all in club and doing like, I want to say Guilty Gear tournaments were always my favorite because like everyone had a passing grasp of being decent at Guilty Gear, and when everyone showed up and played Guilty Gear, it was always just like intense and hype and
Yeah,
like
it was really cool whenever I wasn't like on my deathbed.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure the last two Guilty Gear tournaments that I could have been a part of, I was at home dying.
Yeah, but gosh,
Guilty Gear is a game I have like a love-hate relationship with the tournaments because, like, I don't know. I recently the last Guilty Gear tournament didn't break me, but for the first few, I think those were the most invested in I've been in a tournament, and those definitely broke me when I got destroyed by Paul.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, classic Paul.
Paul Boatwright, that is.
I know what Paul we're talking about.
Yeah. The other Paul, I'm more than one with him, but he's a lot more.
Yeah.
I have a bit less of a rivalry with him.
Mm-hmm. The only other thing for tournaments I think I would say also is like, if you're going to a big tournament like CEO or Combo Breaker or Frosty Faustings or Evo, just sign up. You're not gonna get top 8. There's people who are literally sponsored by big corporations to get top 8. But you might, and it's always gonna be fun. Like pool play is a ton of fun, and being in a pool and the excitement of doing one and like playing against someone you don't know and doing well or bad in a pool is just always fun.
Yeah,
and if you have friends, like it's great.
And if you do get go O2, you'll probably get a shot glass out of it.
Yeah. Thank you, Evo.
I'll be collecting those like crazy. But I haven't been to like a big national, but like the two regionals that I went to, I loved going there and seeing like just the top name players that I had watched only on stream and admired. Just sort of sitting there playing games, and I'm like, man, I get to play games with these guys now.
Yeah.
Beta Dude, Neon, all these like players that I just like only seen on stream. It's just like, hey, I can ask these guys to play me in casuals now.
Yeah, and you'll get better for it. Good. Tournaments are good. Go to tournaments.
Yeah, go to tournaments and watch them.
Yeah. That's all I got, Garrett. Unless you guys have more, I'm done. That I have said.
Alright, you guys anything else to add with tournaments? So you guys have anything else to add? Or nah?
No, but stay tuned. We'll be hopefully making an announcement of like what we're gonna be doing for like little mini locals.
Yeah. Excited. I might have to show up to one.
Yeah.
Or come in from the internet.
Hell yeah.
Dude, just like Alex from Yik. He came from the internet.
No, we don't talk about that game.
I do want to say, tournaments not RIP confirmed. We're gonna have to go back on that opening statement, not ripped.
Yep.
Unroll the credits.
Good times. Unrip it. Bring tournaments back. They're here, and they ain't going anywhere.
Bring the beat back.
don't think there are any actual majors planned currently, are there? I think they've
No.
all been canceled for the time being.
Yeah.
I'm
Rightfully
sure
so.
they'll be back soon.
Don't worry, guys. They'll come back, and it'll be great.
Oh yeah.
Anime Evo was great.
Oh yeah.
I forgot they still had that.
They had a lot of games. Of course, I'm probably more invested in most of the random stuff there than you guys are. Out here getting hype for Eternal Fighter Zero, which no one's heard about in 2 decades.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure there's somebody like in here. I'm sure there's somebody watching this who's like, "Yo, I know what Eternal Fighter Zero is."
Paul, pretty sure
Yeah.
Paul's played that.
I'm pretty sure. And it would just be called a bunch of phonies.
I mean,
Being
it's
true Eternal Fighter Zero fans.
I mean, it's like just Guilty Gear XX, but with anime and came, I don't know, earlier maybe? Forgot when it was released, sometime late 90s.
XX was like early 2000s, I think.
Yeah, it's Plus R is what I'm thinking of, the Guilty
Plus
Gear
R
I'm
was
thinking
like
of.
2016.
Really?
Yeah.
I swear, what is the most recent one? Not Revelator. Sign? Wasn't Sign in 2016?
They probably both were. Because let me double check.
Really?
Because Guilty Gear Plus R came out like this decade, last decade.
Because it feels like such a, late 90s, early
It is an early
2000s sort of
2000s
style
It's
game.
like the. I'm gonna double check this real quick to make sure I'm not an idiot.
Okay, I'm doing a bit of Google searching.
So I remember hearing it. Yeah, 2012 is when this game came out.
Wow.
Originally on the Vita. Okay.
2012, nice. Yeah, Eternal Fighter Zero was released in 2001, so it came a bit beforehand, just slightly.
Yeah, I mean, Accent Core was like, because Accent Core was like early 2000s because I have a PS2 copy of it.
Okay, I thought Accent Core and Plus Art came out around the same time, but I guess Plus Art was came out much later.
Yeah, much later.
Okay.
So Accent Core Plus was the 2008 was the most 2008 was Accent Core. So Reload came out in 03.
Man,
It was with Reload.
Guilty Gear's been around so long, and they have so many different titles that sound exactly the same. It's really hard to keep up when any of these things are around.
Yeah, because there's like 7 Guilty Gear XXs, and it's like, okay, which one are you talking about? Because they're all basically the same game. It's the whole Street Fighter 2 problem of like, hey, do you want to play Street Fighter 2? Yeah, which one? And there's like 70.
You're like,
Yeah.
all of them.
I just lump Eternal Fighter Zero, the original Melty Blood, and Guilty Gear Accent Core is sort of the same sort of gameplay style. They all feel similar. Got that early anime air dash fighter style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss Guilty Gear.
Don't worry, it's coming. Strive's coming, boys. It's gonna be good.
I completely forgot about Strive for a second.
Dude, how could you? It has the best new character they've ever invented.
Yeah.
New Guilty Gear finally got his name, and I can't pronounce it, or at least I'm not going to attempt to.
Ryuki, and you will remember his name.
Yeah, he's a cool black vampire samurai.
Is it confirmed he's a vampire, or
Yeah.
I think he's a vampire?
He's a vampire.
Oh man, Flair's not getting in the game.
Biken's not getting in the game.
Oh yeah,
Viking and
that's
Flair
fine.
both got axed at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
good. Okay, Brendan agrees with me. Fuck Biken.
Okay, but Arya, we're not getting Jacko. I know that's impossible, but Arya though, maybe.
Maybe.
That's what
Perhaps.
Jacko turns into at the end of the Guilty Gear story.
Yeah, she gets recompleted into Soul's wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if Bridget though?
Yes.
What if some
Please.
cute femboy representation with his weird yo-yo gimmick thing?
I don't want that level. Like, we have Remethil. I don't want that level of Oki in my Strive.
I mean, we also have Milia.
He's. Oh yeah, the Queen of Oki has already been confirmed.
Wait a minute.
Gonna get dethroned by the shadow of Oki.
Jacko becomes Arya?
Yeah.
She's half Arya, half Justice.
There's a lot to go into, and I'm going to leave you on that cliffhanger so you
So-
can hold on to bated breath for bad Guilty Gear lore.
But just in the
It's
game,
not-
I'm asking.
Okay. I'm going to say it's not that bad, but I still think it's worse than Blaze Blue.
I mean,
And I enjoy Blaze Blue.
I'm saying like it's stupid whenever you're trying to explain it. It's like, wait, what?
Okay, Jacko's negative 3 years old.
Save it for the next podcast.
Yeah.
Whenever that happens.
Yeah.
Because bad Guilty Gear lore is on the back burner. It'll happen eventually.
Bad fighting game lore in general.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did a bad Blaze Blue lore episode.
Oh, we have to take this one at a time.
Yeah.
It'd be too much
Can't do it one
power.
at a time. My brain would implode.
What are we going under the Undernight lore?
What lore?
Yeah.
Edgelords fighting at night.
It's just
They
dumb.
try and make it overly complicated, but it's really not.
With every character canonically being a dumbass.
Yeah.
Hey, Chaos has brains.
Yeah, but he used to be a
He is
chainsaw.
literally the only reason that half the stuff goes on.
Just taking care of all the day-to-day operations.
Ooh, anyway, yeah. We'll
And
we'll
Garrett.
probably do a Under Night lore, probably.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we will at some point.
I did in fact go through the entire story mode just to get the platinum trophy.
Dude, I did too.
So,
I went through it because
I
I
am-
thought I would get IP out of it, but you don't.
Did you just go through it as fast as possible? Or
Yes.
did you actually read it?
I did not. I was reading it at first. I think after I got through Chaos, I stopped caring.
I think the only ones I skipped were like Mika, Londrakia, and Merkava.
Cause like that story mode is so dry.
Orie's is.
Dude, why do they not give us anything to do?
Like,
It's just smashing A. It's like a visual novel, but with less interaction.
And then like after you do every other one, it's like, hey, do you want to have more Batista? Here you go, more Batista.
Fighting something that could be explained in like 10 seconds in a 5-minute long monologue.
mhm.
Yeah, no, I don't like Chronicle at all. I think my friend started playing Chronicle and he kind of likes it. But I think he literally only wants to do Chronicles so he can do Chaoses and Seths. And I think that's literally it. But he still has to go through like a chunk of them in order to get there.
Definitely not worth. I went through to get Nanases, and like Nanases and Phonons are both just like have no relation. They're just like, this character exists. Here's how they got involved in the story. The end. No new characters. Like, I mean, I guess Nanase has like a friend at school, but like nothing interesting at all happens. Nothing with any consequence at all happens.
Yeah, it's definitely very, very dry.
But yeah, I think I've exhausted my brain power to talk about it on a night lore.
Okay, I think that's a good sign as any to wrap it up, as they say in the biz.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so this has been an episode of Here Comes a New Challenger. I am the host with the most and the boast and the soast, Garrett. And I am
Thank you.
joined by Troy,
Later.
Austin,
You will see me again.
and Brandon.
It's nice joining you.
Yeah, next time something will happen. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Might be on a Saturday, might be on a Sunday. I don't know. I work from 12 to 6, so we'll figure that out. Goodbye.
Like a